This is Rocknrollsailor with the 7th and final episode of Tugboat. If you're making it this far, I guess you're enjoying it. So, here we go. Go pick a bale of hay for your winter milling over how time desiccates the green grass. Till you chew the threadbare strands with waves of foam-capped spit running Niagara down your chin. As the memory takes its place in the prop chest, Cote Coeur exits stage left. I run for the car park. No dressing rooms to groom, no more. Hit the road running and see you on the next farewell tour around the world tour. Imagine being a satellite. A dendrite to our telecom synapses, spinning with the earth against the grain, forcibly held from afar or totally out there amidst the solar winds and the cosmic debris in the shade of that gold-plated solar-paneled sunny umbrella. You could be swinging. You get the picture. Be a satellite of love, beaming and mirroring the echoes, soundscapes, songlines, mumble tunes. Tap into the beat without noticing, yet otherwise stiff as a board, a plank, a slumbering tombstone waiting for a nudge and a wing from a slowly earthquaking naughty willow tree, waving its hair in the whispering wind. If you want to fly like kites, waving antennae or flowing seaweeds, go live in the hair and grow to your leisure, forever facing the daunting depths as you hang down like Odin from the Yggdrasil tree, looking over your shoulder down the spine, wishing for a frisk spring breeze to kick you up and play you like harp strings. Listen to the music of the waving hair, live while alive, and you can be merrily, masterfully grateful by the time you're dead. Dance, you weirdo, let the light shine within. Being unconventional is like a solo expedition to the top of Mount Everest, an excursion into another universe, a questing cosmonaut on a journey of color, shape, and form. Now, people should understand that and respect it as such. Stop stifling the pioneers like two-tailed sperm with nowhere to go, but rather give them a leg up and a heads up, not a hands up. You are suspicious on account of being different, and I can't risk being indifferent to that. So hairy ass me. Due to eager curiosity, wisdom's always an anomaly. Don't ever shave your butt or you'll be doing it forever till the pig stubble pricks holes in your hemorrhoids and the crack fluff settles in your ears. Earplugs so you can enjoy the gig. Give it to me loud and thundering, quiet and clear. Gotta feel that divine beat of the waves on the shoreline, the rain on the window, the bass line to your eerie dance. Boom, bada bada, boom, boom, ching. My heart don't burn to keep it running. It just rolls on fusing energies. The engines of ever-sculpting transformation heard rumbling in the distance and appropriately hidden from view by the ever-pulled-down grin of the horizon. Only audible to sharply tuned forecasters and spooking cloud gazers with Fata Morgana of the possible future coast, golden, lead, or siren-lined. Ages before such lands of tomorrow are visited by pioneering madfolk. The art of life is in enduring the maddening ride all the way to sanity and slightly beyond. Salvation from solution of the inner juxtaposition of extremes, as if utterly defiant of the equation of balance and where that marks your tipping point, your mood swings like gusts of transverse winds, but with different sets of sail. You adapt to the force and playfulness of the wind. The wind, your forever friend. The wind, your forever friend, that'll carry you through to the very end, will dry and blow away your tears and echo with laughter for years and years. Well, it's in your lungs, it's in your song, and it'll carry you to where you belong. So you let that wind blow. You go live in your hair, lest you like your skull is mirror polished and slick like the shine of our pale sister moon, rolling round the nights and days like an ever-eaten or ever-baked round loaf of bread, a durum, a pizza, a roti, a flat earth to populate with whatever you got growing for grabs, the round-the-world frisbee throw, the uncaught clay pigeon, the seriously massive UFO of stone and bone. Like a monthly dose of dope shared stolen in daily little portions till the mischievous disappearance is discovered who stole the light bulb. And like junkies in a halfway house, nurses on the wee hour shift, bookkeepers caught in a 5-year major inspection, the little pieces are quietly, invisibly brought back, often in the dead of night as the clouds veil the repentant, bittersweet bill poppers. And no one can ever surely say what they saw that night, especially if you give them a minute to think about it, thin it down into ink liquid enough to draw with, sketch out what happened, tattoo their truth on their billboard forehead and plead silence. So worry not, Moon Chaser, you won't get caught. Just be aware of turbo broomsticks overhead. Of course no lights. You gotta respect the cat eye of the witch. Give me darkness so I can see. I wish not to interrogate my surroundings with flash floods of light. Let me sense. Let my toes sniff the ground and see if my heels dig it. Let your ears make no sound as you taste the vibrations rippling through the air. The dark only closes itself up more when you shock it with a light. So much so that even your pupils shrink fearfully to pinpoints, narrowing the focus and definition. Living in the eye requires the skill to whisper, for the echo in the back of the skull cave tends to overvoice the sweet tugs and little pulls of finer senses, bouldering tow lines to the atom barges around us, ever connected and never quite touching. And we're one heck of an orchestra of sensuality, one giant organ of perceptions piping away, clad in omniscient skin. Mine laid in with a mosaic of tattoos, like still life renderings of the colorful passions that stir underneath the flexy surface, rippling with emotions as I calmly stroll, a little dance, jump, clap to heels, dance through this cabinet of curiosa called the world of worlds, the little shop of wondrous miracles, hosted by the planetary goddess Earth. Everything at a price, my dear. You decide what you take, I decide what I give. As we spin around and round and round again, like honeymooners atop a music box wedding cake, hoping the glazing won't melt prematurely, and spoil the equatorial equation, the middle tier. Only difference and diversity balances the tables of wealth and poverty. By amassing more of the same, you impoverish in other aspects. Diversity is key to a bodily being that is not just stomach and therefore poops out of its mouth, or all legs and thus can only march in circles the world round till it's all self-entangled, tripping long toes and jerking knees. Diversity is key to handling the conceptual juggling ball of survival. If you want comfort, start juggling 3, 6, 9 balls, not just kicking one or cradling it. That's like a single rocket pretending to be a fireworks display. Keep your eye on the ball that spins underneath you. How much does she get out of the game? What's her dividend sponsor deal? Signature bribe? Spineless endorsement? She has none. Yet are we on the crust or on the exoskeleton? The skeleton key to the mystery of what the Bamboozles are we doing here in the first place at infinitum, burrowing back-scratchers symbiotically sentenced to clinging to the fur of ravenous, omnivorous space monsters as it hurls itself through the depths of unknown space, as if late for a party. Special customers only, mais oui bien sûr, pretty big spaceship in it. Quite cosmodynamic too. Nice curves, I like the lines. Animalistic yet sleek, slender yet robust, and ever so adhering to the minimalistic sense of purest form. All. Class A, complex set of sustainably intertwined ecosystems too. Finest organic engineering, quite the cleverness. And we didn't even have to build it ourselves, just discovering its sheer size, plotting its trajectory and figuring how she balances in the roll is still keeping us occupied, absorbing and mesmerized. And we just got a picture from a distance. Pretty in blue. Coolest olive in the space cocktail. Yo, I'm planet Earth, y'all. You listen up, pay attention, you little people. Stop messing with my hair. Quit digging into my veins of gold and silver if you desire to keep blood in yours. Quit sucking my digestive fish out of my salty stomach if y'all still want to eat. Quit sucking the oil out of my ballast tanks. Quit pissing in the wind and then complaining over the acid rain etching your skin and eating your sordid bodyworks and stinking paint jobs. Just like aboard ship in the water desert, where you gonna run to? Other side of my head. There's teeth there too. They say eat the rich, but I bet you all just taste disgusting anyways. So the little tiny plant smokers get ostracized in turn. I put that weed out for a reason. A million reasons actually. Living off-grid gets frowned upon. Whose grid you think we're talking about anyways, you punies? What you messing with my magnets for? You still don't get it. Casting the individual out of your world like yellow stars high in the sky. Yet I can't see any smokers through the smog. My green lungs have been brutally felled for cell material. Grow your own. Give me weed. I want oxygen. You little pests. You scabies. You sheepish lungworms. Wrap you in a bundle and give a free kick to Mars and boldly beyond. Pfft. Just another species, I thought, nothing special. Quite unfinished and seriously unfit, actually. Set it loose, see what happens. At first kind of funny and tickling as they topple head over heels from one amazing pore to the next hair follicle protruding from my skin. The pillars of the world, they call them. I roll over double laughing all the time. I mean, I'm a good-humored planet most of the eons, but lately I'm getting these itches needing a scratch, losing hair in the weirdest of places, and I'm actually starting to fear for desert melanoma, and then I start to worry and get stresses, and then I get gassy, rumble in my tummy, and nauseating, and it's not like I got pregnant or anything. I haven't had a good romp since that giant Mr. Cool knocked me up with little pale sister Moon. Space pregnancies are weird. They depend on the speed with which you both make out, and size does matter. So I get this itch, here and there, like mosquito bites. Rings a bell. Release the bats. So forget playing Russian roulette with nuclear missiles. We got bigger fish to fry. Stop frying. And while we're fine ejaculating the occasional astronaut cells and space probes, for the foreseeable future it won't be a matter of getting out of here alive. It's what we got to cruise around with. Earth, all-wheeled, classic convertible. Put the pedal to the metal and take it through the bend once more. Raise your bridges to the sky. Long-haul barges coming by. In the long haul, you and I. Some places are ever in a storm, like Belgium being in the eye of the European storm, the long-hailed favorite battleground for centuries. Central borderland, borderline county, a crossroads bounty. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, take it to the butcher. People like contorted clay sculptures drawn from the soil on which they suffer. Merci Jacques, merci Rodin, salut Roland, as the crow flies in the flat field. Don't look the storm in the eye. It might look back. Spent 3 hours on a windswept 3 miles, tacking to the beat of short-stacked mocking waves. Coming out of Lemmer on the IJsselmeer with a tired engine and a ton of tools. And my den darling woman. Never set sail when you have to get somewhere, and sure she did, and so we did. Plow boat, plow through the restless water, plankton, salt, and sailors' dreams, and last meals. Not mine. I get landsick. Not hers either. So it's a stunning storm, and I feel like setting some more spread to get the speed up and over these hobby horse waves. And just as I step up to the mast, we both look sideways and see this cartoon mockery of a feisty storm cloud, drawing an approach line ready to overrun, defeat, and conquer us. In a second, we look, an allegoric lightning bolt flashes through its heart, as if any more emphasis was needed. Even storm clouds overact sometimes. I crack up laughing as the thunder splits the sky, much to the enlargement of her eyes. She's well aware I lost my marbles a long time ago, but she's happy with a man that doesn't play with marbles anyway. Or so I thought back then. So we get rained away like chimps without banana leaves, and she dives into the cabin in a book while I finally get to the long-haul tack, straight to the point of destination. Ride it like you stole it. The wind. The rain falls mainly on the plain, the modest, the meek, the coat hanger thin, clothesless. The rest have cars, and condos, and condoms, and confidentialities, secrets to the outside world, until they grow carcinogenic. The secret now openly staining their insides the color of death. Let it flow and flush out instead. Your vitals don't deal well with stagnation, abnegation, denial, and abdication. They're designed to process change, diversity, dive into the city. Like the tourist snow dome, she holds a miniature of the world of worlds, each a different version of diversity. So cool, so neat, so easy. So we all get to grips for it for the love of Earth, at least be indifferently neutral. And culture simply starts with not lopping each other's heads off. Not cultural cross-dressing or nest sharing or getting your ears tuned overnight to the multilingual songs that waft and waver through bustling city streets and make you awkwardly aware that indeed you do not own the world. Not even everybody owns the world. The world of worlds owns us, and we owe it to the earth. The awkward unknown staring you in the face till it drops from your skull. Awkward, phase out. Be nothing. Come back. Be you. You're also the awkward unknown. To all. And you too. Accepting the unknown for everything it is. Everything between heaven and hell, I kid you not, and vastly beyond. For you stop wishing for heaven, hell disappears on its own accord. Earth is paradise. Fortunately, the unknown holds bounty beyond your wildest dreams, or it would get ugly, boring real pretty quick. Kick to the sky and get your arse off of my boot. I can't dance with lead points weighing you down. Let the moon shine and whisk me away. Come a long way, you got a long way to go. Rock and roll is so much fun, it must be older than humankind, so demented sometimes. By now I've been up for 37 hours, about 24 of them writing, editing, reading, rereading, laughing, writing. Kicked in at page 173, sir. Triple watch, sir. Rest of cadets seasick, sir. How serious? Green to marble with a slight purple hue. Serious, sir. Me? Artist, sir. Sick tomorrow, sir, once the ground is steady again. I'm not. It's the spinning of the earth, sir. Well, it sends me into, a spin, sir. Yes, sir. Keeping my bearings, yes, sir. Anchor watch alarm is on, sir. 30 meters, sir. Yes, sir. Dog watch doesn't make you a dog, nor any pet for that matter. Just like any other watch, it leaves you tired and hungry and relieved from duty. Feed the starving artist on a marathon ride. Do it yourself or eat your stomach. Just get high on the creative process. How freaking high do you think it gets anyway? Slumped over a type desk with eyes that dare face no mirror. Nerve balls burning the sinuous contact points with prolonged friction. Too much sustain. The distortion doesn't crank that high. No dope. There's no drug stronger than the human mind. Or more fun. It's literally bringing pills to the pharmacy and not just any old drugstore. What this body cooks up with the natural inner ingredients, mind-blowing. I saw someone call this OCCD, Obsessive Compulsive Creative Disorder. She died. Don't turn your life into a disease just because it makes some people uncomfortable. As long as you leave the innocent to be just that, guilty in no sense, untouched, unharmed, not even nearly either. Grow your awareness, remember to eat. The human mind is such a permaculture garden of ideas to feed, let flourish, and moderately feed upon, a couple of leaves at a time. Don't uproot the plant to go sell it to the highest bidder. Risk a brain hemorrhage, where you tore out the roots to the idea. They're your lifeline. Keep the plant, the nerve system intact. Chew the leaves, crunch the roasted seeds. Knead the seedy flour into dough. Bread is made from dough, not crumbs. Poverty is a bird song. Bird on a wire. Feeding the birds more crumbs, never turn them into bakers. You gotta give them flour and water. Don't let them make their dough. Clear space at the oven door, the furnaces of finance. Let them be part of your community. Every kind of poverty has its richness. And every richness has its poverties. But who volunteers for richness of misery? Let them bake their own daily slice of comfort. All they lack, laughter in, is the currency of life. Attention. And they've earned it just as much. It's only ever anyways, a near touch. Tugboat, written and directed by Rocknrollsailor. It's a movie in words, didn't you see it? It's not because I don't get to involve 100 kinds of people in the creation of a story that it doesn't involve directing 100 kinds of me and everybody's contribution to the story. I'm not into one-sidedness. That's what you get after a stroke, just one side. If you're lucky to survive. Lucky to survive, good that you're gone, the polite balancing act of dealing with the inevitable end. Always edgy. First cut severing the umbilical cord to the last cut separating the lifeline to earth. Time's up. This time. And space is forever the place. I make stuff up all the time, I don't lie. There's a difference. A marked difference. It's called storytelling. I just wanted some stories to tell to my friends back on the other side. I just wanted some stories to tell when the moon grows cold on a campfire night. I just wanted some stories to tell to the kids when I'd grow old. Stories to tell, yeah, stories to tell. Stories from heaven to light up this hell. Stories to tell, yeah, stories to tell. Stories from wherever to get out of this hell. Stories better than the ones that I'd heard when I heard more than they told me. But when I spoke, they told me I heard worse. So I just kept my little mouth shut, 'cause they thought it was too big, and I went along playing in the mud, but it was the only one they called a pig. Well, I just wanted some stories to tell. Stories from the bottom and from the wishing well. Stories to tell, yeah, stories to tell. Stories to take you wherever, be darned if I tell. Stories for whomever. Does that ring a bell? This book is 99% pure. Guess we could call it moonshine riding. Have another swig, why don't you? We fill each other's cup, it's fun, excruciatingly fun. Sharing and caring. You should try doing it for real, you know, mentally naked. Being open doesn't imply ripping apart your chest cavity to show your kind-heartedness or getting butt-fucked every time you bend over to pick up the penny that just dropped. It's just kind of rude. As far as I'm concerned, figure this, if you're weird enough to get through to this line, you're probably okay in my book, so how about yours? Are you writing it? Are you living it? Are you being it? Dream time, dream time. Wake up to the dream time. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars. And dance your dream awake. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars, and dance your dream awake, and dream your dance awake. song originated with the native Australians. I mean, after 60,000 years, you either call them native to the land or consequently wipe every other border ever since established clean off the map. I don't have a clue which tribe or area or songline sent it trailing through the worlds, and I can't for the life of me remember where or when it jumped into the knapsack of song that the little listening leprechaun hides secretively just behind and slightly above my left ear. Though I couldn't tell you where exactly, what with leprechaun secrecy and all. Just happy to carry it along. Like it said, voices and sailors may be the ones to perish, but boats and songs travel on forevermore. Anybody be acquainted with the traces through history these lines have left, I'd be more than thrilled to hear about it, especially the original version and who translated it. Yeah, I know, geeks are older than the word. So bite yourself. Down there, yeah. I actually once met a guy who could do that to himself. I also met a guy who wished for nothing better than to be able to do that. Newsflash, Narcissus found drowned in his own sperm. Okay, that's a bit of a weird note to finish a book on, isn't it? Guy drowning in his own sperm, weird kind of an Ouroboros. Oh well, just one of many, many observations. Don't go down on yourself, it's not a pretty dream. 8 billion people, counting the ones that never get counted. Who was that kid again? 8 billion people, 8 billion varieties of unique normality. Diversity's the norm, old, new, anyway, ever evolving. It's like how cars and commercials always have an open road, quite different shine in the grime of congested social traffic. Guess I'll have to come up with some more lines now, sort of missing the link, but hey, entire departments, lives, and even budgets are dedicating to finding just the missing link. So it's gonna have to be huge if it's gonna link up everything and everybody. So bloody bleeding huge, it would have to be in outer space, so we would have found it by now. Gee, might be the planet we're on. Remember those cartoons with the hellbound, I'm gonna win a sitting sawing off the tree over the abyss while sitting on it? Yeah, that's us. Not so funny now, is it? So this is me brought to you live on paper and audio now. Thanks for listening. This was Sleep Deprivation Provides You the relentless fun and fatiguing richness of being bloody relentlessly awake, alive, and only kicking if you come too close while I'm dancing, and I'm dancing all the time. So get up off of that thing and give me a hug. And it's not really deprivation either. It sounds so prisoner in chains like. I just notice I don't get sleepy. I mean, I'm tired like a worn out shed, but I was gonna say the crossbeams are still in place, squared and in good nick, but to a non-builder that must sound so bloody Christian. I'm not gonna. Charade, go cramping your style. The mood is in the movement, so the moves can't change the mood. Hang loose, goose, and go slide across the floor. So silly, so good, it must be love. I just don't get sleepy, and my mistake rate in typing remains surprisingly low. No writer should ever hurt himself with a 9-tailed cat of word count per hour, let alone per minute minute. And time is ever so loopy, like a jellyfish, translucent, squishable like an octopus. Time, the kraken of existence. 8-hour ants ruling over infinite dimensions, juggling a gazillion atom planet balls. Lay it on and brought to you direct from Studio Skull Cave. The time is exactly Loving life is the easy road to happiness, and it sure keeps you lucidly awake. Laughter, curtain, bow, bar. Thanks for listening. May the smile in your eyes greet you in the morning mirror. And if you'd like to explore more of my output, you're welcome on Rocknrollsailor, and you're welcome to get in touch. Bye-bye now.